guys, this is Zach with Precision Glass. We're doing a little video for you here. It's about RVs, and we're going to do some question and answer. Yeah, so we have a customer that lives in West Palm Beach, Florida, across the country from us, and he has a motorhome that he's had a lot of trouble. He's had 4 different glass companies try to fix this for him, and none of them were able to fix it. So he's contacted us. We've been dealing with him for about 4 or 5 months setting this up. So we're going to fly out there and get him fixed up right. He has a particular motorhome that's famous for the windshields popping out when you drive down the road. It's called the Travel Supreme motorhome. If you get online, there's a lot of people that are having issues with them. So we've had success fixing them. We've done quite a bit of them, and our customers have gone online and told people about them. So the word's getting around the country. This guy's dealt with, like I said, a couple of different glass shops, and he's just he's done with it. He wants to make sure it gets fixed right, and so that's why he's flying us out there. Yeah, so Travel Supremes is a RV manufacturer. They're actually out of business. They built an RV and they didn't build a strong enough frame on it. So when you drive down the road in that RV, the motorhomes will bend and flex a little bit. Well, that one flexes too much because the frame isn't strong enough. So there's a few steps you have to do before you can fix it. The first thing you want to do is put X bracing on the frame. That's done by welding metal and connecting to the 2 frames in an X brace style. That will give it some support. We also will shore up the center of the windshield. This windshield's a one-piece, but there's actually a center brake on the Travel Supremes and a bar that supports it. We firm that up with some brackets, and then we replace the rubber gasket, put new glass in if it needs it, and then we glue it up and fix it from there. So. We see more and more every single year. About 8 or 10 years ago, we did the first one for a customer local here to Utah, and he bought that RV, fully remodeled it, and his plan was to drive it around the country for 2 years, and he just wanted to make sure he didn't have any issues. He along his journey posted all over the internet that we'd had success fixing it. He hadn't had any issues. And so the word kind of spread from him, and each time we do one of these, they get on the forums online, they tell everybody they know, and the people, hear about it and they call us. I get a couple phone calls a week all over the country. A lot of times I'll just give advice, and then other times they'll either bring them in or we fly out to them to fix them. So we do quite a bit of them, and we've got them pretty dialed in. We know how to fix the problem. So. We do, actually. In fact, last week we had a gentleman drive it out from Nebraska. He brought his Travel Supreme, and not just Travel Supremes. We get a lot of people that bring, their Georgie Boy or their Fleetwood, whatever it is. We've built a pretty good reputation online, and RV owners are particular. They want the job done right. They don't want the hassle when they're on the road, and nobody does. So they're willing to bring them in out of state. We have another guy up in Northern California that's scheduled in the next few weeks to bring his down. We do probably a couple a month from out of state, people coming in. We usually set them up with a place to stay while we're doing the work. Windshields don't take as long, but the side windows do take a couple days to make and build and put them together. So, but we do, and we'd be happy to help anybody out there that's running into some issues, or just somebody that wants a good job done from a reputable company. We just had our 10th year anniversary 2 days ago, so we've been doing this a long time. One of the owners of the company is actually one of the main guys that works on the RVs here. Most of the time you're going to get the owner actually working on it, as well as some of our other employees that are well trained. a lot of these customers, this isn't their first time trying to fix that problem. They usually have dealt with 2 or 3 other glass shops before calling us, and so when they do get, find out online or from word of mouth, they find out people are always super happy, and they've been really good about giving us online reviews, 5-star. We are a 5-star average rated glass shop. We're one of the highest rated glass shops in the state of Utah, and probably nationally as well. So that's the one nice thing, is these people, they just want it fixed. They want this problem to go away. They've dealt with it for years. The guy in Florida that we're flying out to, he bought his motorhome brand new in 2008, and he's had problems with it since the day he pulled it off of the showroom floor. So he's super happy that he can finally use his motorhome. He's only used it in those 8 years, he says, maybe like 10 times, because every time he takes it out, the windshields pop out and ruins his trip. So yeah, it's been nice. It's something that we specialize in. We do a ton of motorhomes, not just Travel Supremes. We do also side window replacements if you have foggy windows. So we do a little bit of everything on motorhomes, and we specialize in them. Take pride in them too. Yeah, so this particular customer I've been talking to actually for, I want to say, a couple years. He called me a few years ago when he was having another glass shop do the work and asked for some advice. I told him exactly what we do, down to the very detail, what he needed this place to do, and they came out, didn't follow the advice I gave him. He had problems with it, so I've literally been dealing with him for 2 years off and on. But more on this, for this one, I've been dealing with him for about 4 to 5 months, trying to get it planned, good time to go. And we're actually leaving tonight. Our flight out of Salt Lake International leaves. We're gonna be going up there, doing a video on that. So we're gonna be there for a couple days, till Monday we fly back. The guy lives on the intercoastal waterway. We're hoping to get some deep sea fishing done too, so we've gotta work hard. But yeah, stick with us. We're gonna film the process when we get to West Palm Beach, Florida. We're gonna get some video over there, show you kind of what we do, how it works, and we'd love to do business for you guys. If you have any questions, give us a call. Our phone number is 801-520-3131, and our website is www.freeglassquote.com. It's freeglassquote.com. It's Precision Auto Glass out of Layton, Utah. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
It's been one heck of a night.
That's for sure.
It's 10 a.m. We just got here. Let's get to work. Look at the Travel Supreme here. You can see the last guy's glued on the gasket, but not on the actual channel. There's no glue in the center of it. Just capped it on the outside, or it didn't actually bond to the glue is what I'm looking at now. It just came off that so freaking easy. The last guys put, in order to try to help the gasket, say they put some rippets in, but that created a stress point that actually broke this windshield. Some of the top, we're just about to drill those out. What we noticed on the Travel Supreme here, so this is the passenger side window, and it broke right down here. The last guys had actually stuck a rivet through the gasket right there to the center bar, and that's what we feel broke that. But if you notice, you can see how deep in the gasket it is right here. It was all the way in there. Now if we come to the top, because the RV is just a tiny bit out of square, it was only an eighth of an inch to 3/16 inside the gasket. So, and if you look at the driver's side here, on the top, it's the exact opposite of the other one. The top, it was all the way in the gasket, and the bottom, you know, it was just sitting in there maybe a 1/4 inch. So what we're gonna do, since the problem is these outer corners pop out, where it was all the way in the gasket, we're just gonna sand that down just a tiny little bit so the window will sink in more and grab more gasket the whole way along that center bar. Just a tiny little bit. On the passenger side, we'll take just a tiny bit off the bottom. Okay, so we got our window here, improvised cradle. One of the best ones. I kind of almost want one of these for RVs, actually. Got my little tape line, and now. And mostly it's just right at that top corner there where it was bottomed out all the way. And naturally, when it's bottomed out, and the RV shifts, it's gonna push it out of the end, you know. So our center bar here, when we got here, was moving all over the place. We've re-anchored it at the bottom here. So we got a screw on each side, and it was initially pushing this direction, and that's the rivet where they had the rivet that broke the windshield. So we shifted it just a hair that way. And you can see, if you look at the top of the RV, it's anchored on there, but look at how much it moves, you know? So that fiberglass up there doesn't have much strength or structure to it. Right after we bought this, he took it back to him, and what they did is they put X bracing in to strengthen the frame because there's so much twist. So if you look in here, you can see they had a normal frame, then they welded on these two pieces going straight down and gave it an X in the middle to help stop the frame from having any twist. So that's the factory X bracing right there. So